Here in Binfield, the ROEBUCK is not just renowned for its fine ale, but for something else as well. The landlord and staff are convinced that the pub is haunted, and the wife owls are here to investigate. According to the people who work here, a lot of strange and inexplicable things go on here at the ROEBUCK Inn. So we decided to see if the findings of psychic Gloria Conway measure up to the testimony of witnesses. Before we hear from Gloria, let's find out what the witnesses see, hear and feel around the premises.
Things move and things switch itself off. Go for a lot of light bulbs. The Hoover switches itself off. Ornaments fall off the mantelpiece upstairs. It's kind of weird. You know, it can't all just be down to bad luck or circumstance.
When it happens, you sort of feel, so there's someone there, you feel goosebumpy and hot and cold.
Involvement from the Wi-Fi's team sparked an incident in itself.
The minute that you phoned, I was upstairs with the dog, and we were up there. The phone rang, I turned around, just so I went to get the phone, and ornament fell off the side. It's a heavy ornament, so it couldn't just, no window was open, no window or anything. It just fell off the side, straight through a bottle of wine, into the wine rack. And I never really thought much about it, and I answered the phone, and it was you guys.
The ROEBUCK also isn't a place where you want to leave things lying around.
You put something down, and you know you've put it there, and you come back and it's moved, and nobody else has been about. And you think, well, I didn't leave it there, but I just sort of brushed it aside.
And whatever entity is in this place doesn't just like objects. It also goes for people, as Lorraine Kerr has experienced firsthand.
I've experienced touching cold areas throughout the pub, especially the kitchen and the cellar.
Before it was redone, they used to have a long passageway towards the kitchen and the bar, and you always used to feel someone was following you between the bar and the kitchen.
When I'm in the kitchen, you're cooking, things like that, and then all of a sudden you either hear noises or somebody taps you on the shoulder, and you look round and there's nothing there. There's nothing there, but you feel that there is something there.
And usually when the rain goes out, you sort of think, oh, she's just come back in again, and there's just no one there at all.
The cellar is a particular hot spot, or should I say, cold spot. Perhaps that's where the entity is.
In this cellar, when everybody's gone from the pub and there's nobody in here at all, you go to lock the back gate, and the cellar, you feel somebody behind you all the time.
It makes me feel strange, but I never really believed in ghosts before. But now that I've experienced something here, I find I believe in them. You know, there is something, there.
We brought along psychic Gloria Conway to take a look around the pub for us to see what she could find. What have you found?
Well, in the kitchen, there's actually a small dog. Now, it's a black dog with a grey muzzle, so I presume it's from here from previous owners, from what I gather.
It just feels quite cold.
There was always someone there, but when you turned around, there was nothing there at all.
What I did find across the kitchen was an energy field, which could be electrical appliance. It could also be a build-up of energy, which can give people the impression of someone behind them, because it's a very tangible form of energy. But there's definitely a small black dog in there. He's padding up and down the kitchen quite happily. But I think basically it's an energy field.
And what about the cellar?
Downstairs in the cellar, now there's a compo-type elderly man. He's rather scruffily dressed, and he's near where the beer barrels are.
And you quickly sort of like run out of there and close the door.
He thinks he's got the right to go all around the pub, because I found him in 3 different rooms. And he thinks it's great fun to knock things over, tap things, break things, and just generally cause a bit of mild havoc.
Yeah, the old man especially, yeah. I mean, it's just silly little things that happen, and she said he's mischievous, just wants to play tricks, doesn't want to harm you.
I feel a man's presence, especially in the cellar.
Well, I was always told that there was an old man from a previous owner, and he always used to say that he used to turn lights on and when they shouldn't be on and things like that.
So, our psychic seems to have located the ghost's main haunts, and our witnesses concur with her findings. But what do you think is going on here at the Roebuck?
I do believe that ghosts exist.
Yes, it's definitely haunted.
The thing that amazes me about the ghost here is how the staff really don't seem to be too bothered by it. I think if I was working in a kitchen at night and someone tapped me on the shoulder and I looked round and there was no one there, I'd be out the door pretty quickly. But they all seem to be quite cool about the whole idea of a ghost here. Exactly who the ghost is? Well, perhaps an old man. Maybe he has come back to play that trick that he said he would. Interesting story, though.